everyone. Today I want to talk about my favorites for the month of October. All right, so I'm not gonna waste time. I'm just gonna get into it and I'm gonna talk about each product. I don't have a lot here because I was trying out a lot of new things after I did that haul video, and I'm still kind of testing some of them out. There's actually only 2 things from that haul video that have really stood out to me that I've been loving. Also, I tried to wear as much of the stuff on my face today as I could so that you could kind of like see it in action. So we'll just go ahead and jump into that. So the first thing I want to start with is this eyeshadow, and I'm wearing it today, and it's by Bobbi Brown and it's called Toast. And I really like this because this is a subtle, like, matte all over eyeshadow shade. A lot of the times when you think of an all over, like, one and done eyeshadow shade, they tend to be like sparkly, or they tend to have like a metallic sheen to them, or be multi-dimensional. This is what it is. It just, I think, goes really well with my complexion, and I can pair it with like a rosy blush or a coral blush. It can go either way. And here it is on my hand. And I mean, you can also see it on my eyes as well. So we'll keep in the theme with eyes, and I also hauled this, and this is the Jones Road Beauty, and they call it the best pencil. And while I might have scoffed at it a little bit, that I thought it might be a little bit egotistical to call something the best pencil, let me just tell you, this thing, which I'm wearing it now, I'm not an eyeliner person, and this is an eyeliner for people who were not eyeliner people. And the reason I say that is you can build it up and go as dark as you want, and it's not like scratchy, and it's not like a weird patchy sort of, a lot of the times when you say you can build up an eyeliner, they're usually kind of like patchy and they skip. This one doesn't, but the way the formula is, you can use as little or as much as you want, and you can smudge it into the lash line. And again, it doesn't like patch out. It has dimension to it too, which I mentioned when I hauled it, that, and I'm not sure that I can show you on the camera or if it's going to pick it up, but it has an ever so subtle sheen to it, but it's still matte. It's like a satin eyeliner. And the sheen to it isn't exactly brown. It's almost like a, I don't want to say gold, but it's like a bronze sheen that's in there, but it's not super noticeable. I think it's super flattering, and I've really been enjoying this. The next thing I want to talk about is this Precisely My Brow pencil from Benefit. So I got this during the 21 Days of Beauty sale, and I'm one of those people that I have to fill in my eyebrows every day. That's the thing. And actually, this is bothering me right here. Let's fix you. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, so I have to fill in my eyebrows every day. That's one of the things that I won't leave the house unless my brows are done. Like, I could have nothing else on, and eyebrows are the most important to me. So with that being said, I actually really enjoy this pencil, and I don't know what it is because I feel like all of these pencils are the same. It must just be the color. I think the coloring is the best thing. And I got 3.5, and I also got 3, and I've just been enjoying both of them. Let me do a little swatch here. And I mean, the colors are really close. One's a little bit warmer than the other. But I've really been enjoying both of these. I think they're great. Also, since they're not like a super soft sort of thing, you can like build them up to where you don't look like you have like super drawn on like eyebrows. So I really love those as well. Obviously, I love everything. These are my favorites. So then jumping into face products. So I was a little bit annoyed when I found out that you can buy an Hourglass powder, just like one single powder, and you get the same amount of product essentially that you get in this big thing. And this is like about twice the amount of money. But you do get variety in here, and this is a great way to try out some of those other powders before you buy them full price. I don't know if they have these blush shades in full size. I haven't looked into that yet, but these are beautiful. I wear them both, and I even like to mix them together. So here they are separately, and they look pretty opaque there, but then once I put them on the cheek, which this isn't what I'm wearing on my cheek today, unfortunately. It's just like life. It just brings life to the face and they're gorgeous. And then if I'm wanting to look a little bit more bronze, I do the bottom one right here. And then I'll put that over, because I just mix them together. Look how pretty. All right, so my camera overheated, but I'm back. I went ahead and I switched into my gym clothes from the waist down so I could make sure that I get to the gym in the next 15 minutes. Okay. So let's go ahead and finish up. I think this is the last thing that's like makeup-y that I've really been enjoying. And I actually bought this because NARS was discontinuing the Orgasm Loose Highlighter. And I really enjoyed that over the summer. This is a little bit lighter, and I think this is a perfect transition from summer to winter. It's the highlighter I have on right now. It's beautiful. And again, did I mention what shade it is? This is the Jaclyn Hill High Volt Loose Highlighter. So I'm gonna get a little bit out. These are always so awkward, like to try to, okay. And then so here it is on my finger. Look at that. That's great. So obviously I think it's great because it's a favorite. So I've been using that a lot. What I use it with is this brush right here from Sonia Kashuk, and I just kind of like dust it over like the nose and there, and I think it just gives a beautiful natural glow. So then I have one hair care item. Ooh, yeah. I've got hair care and skincare. Okay. So my hair care item is this Moroccan oil smoothing lotion. I've been using this every day in my hair, and it makes my hair like less frizzy. Obviously that's its job. It does its job. It's great. I also use the regular Moroccan oil, and I love that too. But for whatever reason, I feel like this lotion's actually even better than the oil itself. So I've really been enjoying that. As far as skincare on my face, this is skincare, and they also say it can be a primer, but this is from Beauty Pie, and this is their Genius Lift Elixir. And I use this as makeup prep every day, and it really helps my foundations to like blend into my skin and look like skin. Here's the thing is, I can usually tell like when most people have makeup on, and I feel like you can still tell that I have foundation on. I've like blown my nose, it's really gross. But I use really light amount of foundation so you can hardly tell. And my skin is always like just glowy and moisturized because I put something under. And this is what I've been putting under recently, and I really like it. Before this, I was using, it was also Beauty Pie, I was using these capsules that had like ceramide and all that good stuff in them. These are a little bit more silicone-y slippy, whereas this is less silicone-y, but it's still slippy, if that makes sense. They're both great. But as you can tell, I've only had this for a month and I'm like halfway done. I've used it every day. So this is skincare, but for your body. This is a super cheap lotion, and I'm sure the other like scents in this line are just as good. But this has almond oil, vitamin E, and then the Vaseline jelly in it. I kid you not, my skin has never been more hydrated. And I don't know why I keep like having the urge to buy fancy lotions and stuff like that. This honestly is amazing. So I've been using this as soon as I get out of the shower, and it's been working great, and it's super cheap. Get you some. And then this last thing is actually a perfume. I know I talked about it in a couple of other videos. I meant to do a perfume haul, never got around to it, so I'm not sure if you've seen it, but I've only had this for about a month, and look how much I've used. Like a lot. And I have a lot of perfume. Like I'll put a photo here on the screen. About a week ago, I decided that I was gonna do a perfume declutter, and I brought all my perfumes from my office into the living room and put them on my coffee table, and it's a lot. It's shameful, but I've been using this one a lot, and that's kind of what prompted the declutter anyway. As much as I love talking about perfume here on YouTube and think that I should have like a huge amount of perfume in order to reference when I'm doing videos, that just doesn't make sense, and it's kind of wasteful. So yeah, this is what made me want to declutter, because I'm like, I'm wearing this all the time. I have all these perfumes. I need to start getting rid of some. And I was pretty successful. I'm like looking over here at my declutter boxes. I got rid of over 50 again. So I'm down, and I did another declutter earlier in the summer, and I think I got rid of like 60 then. Now I'm down to like actual like bottles of perfume to about 150. And then I have like obviously like my perfume oils and stuff like that I didn't count into it. But anyway, I'm really happy for this. You know what? I didn't even describe it to you. Okay, let me describe it. It's like, it's got lavender in it, which makes it kind of masculine, but then it's also creamy and sweet. It's like if you were to mix like a masculine lavender, like men's cologne, in with like the most, like the sweetest, most feminine perfume ever. And it makes it sexy. Love it. So it's like sexy, but also like powerful at the same time. So I think this would actually even be office appropriate or date night appropriate. I think that's why I wear it all the time. Not that I go on dates or work in an office, but I think I'm wearing it all the time because I find that this is appropriate for everything. This is one of those scents that could be like your wedding scent, or like this fits just about every occasion. I love it. And it's not super expensive. I have perfumes, like I think I paid, actually I didn't pay anything for this. I used Ulta points, but I think it's like for this size bottle is like around 125, 130, something like that. And then I have perfumes that are nearly $300. And this is my favorite. Oh, it's so good. Okay. So my last favorite is actually my Ring doorbell, and specifically for Halloween purposes. So I took my daughter trick-or-treating. She was a boombox. And I took her trick-or-treating, and I didn't want to just like also not hand out candy as well, but I wouldn't be home. My husband's not here and he's deployed. So what I ended up doing is putting a box out in front of my front steps on a stand and told them to take 3. And we don't get a lot of trick-or-treaters in our neighborhood because it's an older neighborhood and just a lot of people don't participate, but I wanted to have candy for those who do trick-or-treat in this neighborhood. So I put the box out there and I got multiple trick-or-treaters that were taking more than 3, and I would catch them on the Ring doorbell while I was out trick-or-treating with my daughter, and I was able to talk to them through it. And which I didn't really care, but I would hear them say stuff like, I think we're being watched and stuff like that, which was really funny to me. Or they would point out the fact that there was a camera. One person, which I think she must have been like late teens, early 20s, like she was pretty old to be a trick-or-treater, which my daughter's 13, so no judgment. And honestly, I don't care how old you are when you go trick-or-treating, but she wasn't really wearing a costume, at least that I could tell, and she was just taking handful after handful after handful of candy. Oh, you gotta say that. And as she was walking away, she said, "Merry Christmas." Merry Christmas. And so then I said over the Ring doorbell, "Happy Halloween," and then they freaked out, and it was actually really funny to me.
Happy Halloween.
And then the last 2 things I want to talk about are not favorites. They're, I guess, fails for the month, and I typically don't do that, but I do want to mention this mascara because I feel like I have pretty good lashes, and almost any mascara looks good on me. Not to brag, but which I feel so ridiculous saying that, but it's true. Like most mascaras are fine on my lashes. This is the worst mascara I think I've ever used. It's the MAC Magic Extension. It's supposed to have fibers in it. It's super dry. Like you can see it on there, it's super dry. It did nothing for my lashes. If anything, it made my lashes look shorter. This stuff is awful. So if you've had a good experience with that, go ahead and share below how you use it, but I just could not make it work for me. And then the last fail I have is this Tattoo Studio. And this is a Maybelline product, and this is, I guess, like their brow stuff. And they say it could last up to 2 days. So the spoolie that's inside of it is really weird. You can't get much precision. It's actually a doe foot. And then I guess you're just supposed to paint it on with a doe foot. and then comb it out with this. But so I tried doing that, and then when I would try to comb it out, since it was a doe foot and it put so much product, it then like went outside the lines, and I would have to go in with a Q-tip and clean it up. It took way more effort than what it was worth. Not very good at all. So anyway, those are all of my monthly favorites and fails. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye. Call for your cum, I be checking through the peephole.